Well, hello, students. On continuing on Wednesday on today's lecture series, you can follow on the bottom of page 104 of your book regarding feedback. And this is under the development of getting individuals on board with change. As we all know, it's important to let employees know how they are doing whenever any type of change is needed. And feedback isn't just to let you know as an employee where you are versus where you want to be, but it's also to give support, to let individuals know just where they stand. And so, in the development process, feedback is a key element in developing new skills and competencies for a couple of reasons. Reason number one is they make sure that feedback is going to maximize impact on behavior. And that's really important. The feedback that you give should let employees know just how they're doing, and they will have a more positive attitude in the process. Feedback moves employees toward new behaviors. When you're adjusting to new things, you're going to get more positive behaviors going forward. And why is it valuable? Three reasons. The first reason is that it allows assessment of the current state, okay, of performance. All right, think about that for a minute. Allows an assessment of the current state of performance. That is, to reiterate, we know where we are to where we want to be. Second, it helps identify gaps between current and needed skills. So, when I'm learning all this new stuff as an employee, what am I deficient in? And what is it that I need to know? What type of peer support am I getting? What type of feedback am I getting? As a leader, it's important to let your employees know exactly where they are and what they need to do to get where everyone needs to get on the same page. It also identifies poor performers and potential future leaders. There are some, admittedly, that are not going to be able to adapt to the change. I mean, that's obvious, right? And can we get them on board? Can we give them more support? You try to do everything you can. Remember, there's a reason why you hire these employees in the first place. So you certainly want to get them on board to what the futuristic needs are going to require. And finally, it targets really um, time and development type of efforts. Training and development, I'm sorry, is it time? Training and development efforts are important only if they work. Now, you might say they're important whether they work or not. That's a separate issue. They're important only if they work because they're accomplishing what needs to be accomplishing. If you train the employee properly and they are able to take well to the training, the development part of it will be absolutely significant. And you need to be on top of that. That's very, very important. The other thing is performance evaluations takes place simultaneously in two forms. Okay, performance evaluation it takes place. One thing is give informal feedback. Not all feedback has to be formal. Some feedback can be informal. And, for example, if you're talking about a production line, you're walking by somebody and you say, hey, looks like you're doing pretty good there. Um, you might want to consider doing this or that. You see, these are the types of things that not only give encouragement, but they also help the employee know that you are on board with them being successful. And it's an ongoing thing. So you don't have to wait 3 weeks to know whether or not the training is going to be effective. And you want to give formal persistence appraisals, performance appraisals. Um, a formal performance appraisal is a regularly scheduled mechanism designed to provide employees with performance feedback. So if you keep giving ongoing feedback, when you have your formal performance appraisal, it's going to be no big surprises, right? And really, all of this results in a performance rating. So when you think about it, your book states that most performance appraisal systems are highly ineffective. Wow. Why would we say that? Why would we say they are ineffective? Subordinate performance often deteriorates as a result of performance appraisals because if you're not giving ongoing feedback and the performance appraisal is bad, can you imagine what it would be like for morale purposes for the employee going on to doing other things when they feel like what they've done up to the point that you appraise them isn't efficient enough? Um, so, I mean, outside of backing up data, some of the key reasons of performance appraisals of why they're not successful, that's the formal ones, is that they lack validity and accuracy. And you say, well, I got the data, can't talk, to back everything up. You say, yeah, okay. You screwed up here, you screwed up here, you screwed up here. Okay, well, so what about it? What did you say on an ongoing basis that was going to be helpful? Employees see the appraisal as subjective. It's a hygiene factor that's necessary, but it's subjective and unrelated to the real demands of the job going forward. So, this is going to be the end of phase 2 of this lecture series and the development process, and there's one more coming forward for today.